Afternoon, distinguished dignitaries. Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh, Minister of State Independent Charge for the Ministry of the Development of the Northeast Region and Minister of State for the Prime Minister's Office, Personnel, Public Grievances, Pensions, Department of Atomic Energy and Department of Space. Esteemed Vice-Chancellor, University of Jammu, Professor Manoj Dhar, Professor Monica Sethi, HOD, Department of English, University of Jammu, and ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to present the first edition of the prestigious Kunwar Viyogi Annual Memorial Lecture being held in collaboration with the Department of English, University of Jammu. The vision of the Honorable Vice-Chancellor has enabled the Trust to bring distinguished personalities to the students for learning through example. The first edition of the Kunwar Viyogi Annual Memorial Lecture will have its reach far and wide as it is online, thus becoming a representation of Jammu University's pursuit for excellence and innovation. Kunwar Viyogi Annual Lecture endeavors to invite prominent personalities to drive debate on social, political, and cultural challenges and to share their vision of shaping a more equitable, enhanced, and evolved world. It encourages people to enter into dialogue and break new ground for collective well-being. I now invite esteemed Vice-Chancellor, University of Jammu, Professor Manoj Dhar, to give his presidential address. Mr. Dhar is not only an excellent administrator, but also a distinguished academic. Professor Dhar is a scientist whose work has been widely recognized across the country. Professor Dhar, I hand it over to you.
Yeah, good afternoon and thank you. It gives me immense pleasure to be here this afternoon. And I am deeply honored to share the screen with Dr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable Union Minister of State for the Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region and Minister of State for Prime Minister's Office, Ministry of Personnel and Public Grievances and Pension. And I first of all would like to convey my sincere gratitude to him that he has been very kind and he has always been very supportive to the initiatives of University of Jammu. Thank you so much, sir. And I am also delighted to be in the company of intellectuals, writers, poets, and scholars. It's really heartening to see that the Department of English, University of Jammu, is collaborating with Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust to organize Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Lecture 2020 to be delivered by Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh ji. I must say that there couldn't have been a better person than Dr. Saab, owing to his love and passion for the growth and development of Jammu and Kashmir and particularly Dogri language. At the outset, I would like to congratulate all of us since Dogri has been made the official language, and at the same time, I wish to express deep gratitude to Dr. Saab for making this happen. I am sure with his patronage, Dogri will flourish and achieve the glory which it truly deserves. Sir, I feel happy to share that University of Jammu has the unique distinction of having a full-fledged Department of Dogri. And few days back, with the directions of the Honorable Chancellor, we decided to set up a Center of Excellence in Dogri in the university. Sir, we'll look towards you for your support and patronage so as to make this center as a hub of activities for the promotion of Dogri and preservation of Dogra culture and heritage. I wish to congratulate and compliment Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust and our Department of English for this wonderful initiative of holding annual lectures in the memory of Kunwar Viyogi ji. I am deeply impressed by the excellent work being done by the Trust for the promotion of Dogri and Dogra cultural heritage by blending the tradition with modernity. I feel in today's world, efforts like these are essential in not only preserving our language and culture, but also inculcating it in our youth who are our future. Since last several years, the Jammu University is closely working with the Trust, and besides organizing the annual seminars, the Trust is felicitating the student achievers of the university with awards and fellowships. Culture is a defining feature of our identity, contributing to how we see ourselves and the groups with which we identify. Culture may be broadly defined as the sum total of ways of living built up by a group of human beings, which is transmitted from one generation to another. Every community, cultural group, or ethnic group has its own values, beliefs, and way of living. The observable aspects of culture, such as food, clothing, celebrations, religion, and language, are only part of a person's cultural heritage. The shared values and customs and histories characteristic of culture shape the way the person thinks, behaves, and views the world. Language is intrinsic to the expression of culture. As a means of communicating values, beliefs, and customs, it has an important social function and fosters feelings of group identity and solidarity. It is the means by which culture and traditions and shared values may be conveyed and preserved. Article 5 of UNESCO's Universal Declaration of Cultural Diversity states all persons should therefore be able to express themselves and to create and disseminate their work in the language of their choice, and particularly in their mother tongue. Each language reflects a unique worldview and culture complex. Sir, with your knowledge and experience and being a eminent doctor and a scientist, I think you very well know it, but many people know it, that whatever we do, the way we behave in our life is all recorded in our DNA. And of course, it is the DNA which controls everything in us. However, if I compare language with DNA, being a bioscientist myself, I think that it will not be wrong because language holds the intricate memory and information for thousands of years of a culture, the same way as is encrypted in our genes, which are transmitted from our parents to the children. So that is how the language is also, and language is an capsule. It encapsulates everything in itself, and it is passed from one generation to another. Language is an important part of our lives. It's a unique gift to human beings, which lets us communicate and differentiates us from our ancestors. It is said that scientifically human beings are 98% apes. So the 2% difference between humans and apes includes, besides other things, language. But language is more than just a means of communication. It's also an inseparable part of our culture. In the recent years, there have been tremendous developments in the Dogri language. Many writers have left indelible imprints on the Dogri literature and brought Dogri language to the limelight. The future of the language is very bright, with a number of enthusiastic writers occupied with work by creating rich content in the form of songs, proverbs, riddles, and content. However, what we earnestly need to do is to promote mother tongue by speaking and encouraging our children to speak it. I am sure that organizations like Kunwar Viyogi Trust will continue to encourage young minds to take up extensive research in Dogri, and that is what I am looking forward in our proposed Center of Excellence in Dogri, and enrich the language with various activities which are being performed by the trust. I once again thank the organizers for inviting me here. Wish you all the best. Jai Hind. Thank you, sir.